Hi guys, it's Blackie. At my recent gathering, a good friend of mine gave me a present that I want to share with you. I have seen these online, but I have never had an actual Trangia cook set. Now I have the M40 military Trangia stove. As you know, if anybody's followed my channel, that's one of my all-time favorite taking out camping cook stoves. But this little set right here is pretty impressive. And I got to use it while I was at the gathering, and I want to share with you. First, it comes in this nice nylon bag that keeps you from getting soot all over everything. And then inside, it has the components, and it has a strap to hold it together. Now, I'm not sure whether this is a 25 or a 27. And so if you do know the difference, put it down there in the comments. I think the 27 is the one with the small kettle in it. And this one has the kettle, so I'm assuming it's that. First off, you have a pretty good size plate slash fry pan. Okay? And you have the good clamp handles to hold it. Then you have the little kettle. Just a minute. Ship it in there. You have inside the cook pot, you have the actual Trangia stove, and it has the snuffer lid on it for regulating it. This regulator would be very good for this because the way it's designed would be easy to adjust. So I got that with fuel. You have the really cool little bitty water kettle, and the handle locks in position up so you can pick it straight up and down, and it's got a little bitty silicone split on the handle to keep it cool to the touch when you pick it up when it's hot. You have internally two eating bowls cook pots that nest inside each other. They only nest one way. This one is slightly smaller than this one, so if you go try to put it the other way, they don't fit. So they only fit one way. Okay? And then you have the windscreen that has the hole in it. You sit that down, and then you put the Trangia stove into it. And then in this ring, you can see the little flappers right there. I'll show you them up close. These flappers fold up where you can sit the big skillet or a bigger pot over the top of it, or you can flip them down in order to set the kettle inside of it to really focus the heat. Now, this makes this very thin aluminum work really quick to come to a boil, and that's what I was using it for at camp, was to heat up water for coffee, tea, and quick heat meals, etc. As well as I use the other pot sitting in here to use it as an immersion heater. Now, unlike the cheap Chinese knockoff that I had in a video a couple of years ago now, this one has notches, and there are protrusions on the windscreen that allow you to sit it on it and then rotate it, and that locks the two together, making it easy. I like the fact it will lock together and it easily unlocks with just a simple rotation. That way I can pick it up if I need to by the base while it's running, and it'll be cool to the touch relatively. Also, to put it out, instead of having to run my hands down through that flame to put the snuffer lid on it, it'd be real easy to just turn it and lift off, and now I can put the snuffer on it. So, let me fire up that kettle right quick. Already got a little bit of fuel in there. So, I'll take my strike anywhere matches. Just like that. Now I'm going to take the base, sit on top, give it a slight turn. I'm going to use my tea kettle. Take a little bit of water. Just like that. Enough for, you know, heat up one meal right quick. Set the lid on, pull the lid and lock it up, set it on there. Couldn't be simpler. Now this will come to a boil in just a few minutes, really quick. But let's say I wanted to heat something bigger. Well, I could set this with the clips pulled up, set this on top, and use this as a fry pan, or put water in it and set something in it. For example, that can of beef. I took the paper label off of it, put water in here, and then go ahead and open this can and sit it in there. I can immersion heat it in that can. Now I don't want to bring it to a true boil because some of these cans have got a plastic lining, but understand most stuff in cans today is cooked in the can. So they do run it through a heat process in the can. That's the reason the can is sunken down and kind of sealed. It's because they basically canning inside this can with that liner in it. So it does take some heating. If I was really worried about that though, I could just as easily take a quart Ziploc bag and use one of the bowls. Put it in there, put water around it, and set it back on the heat and immersion heat it. Very simple. Easy, quick way to heat up dinner. Now once this comes to a boil, I would then utilize it to make my tea, make my meal or whatever, and then I can take the gripper to grab a hold of this ring, rotate it, and just lift it off, exposing the fire, making it very easy for me to turn around and snuff it out without having any muss or fuss. That's one of the things I see with some of the Trangia stoves that people are demonstrating, is it's in some sort of windscreen, and they take the thing, they try to run their hand in there right quick and put it on it and snuff it out without burning their fingers or scorching the hair off their arms. When these Trangias get really good and hot, especially in the summer, that is a volcano of flame right there coming up, and so a lot of times you scorch the hair off your fingers. Being able to just turn, twist, and sit it on there, super easy. And as you saw with this pot, it's already coming to a boil. It's boiling now, that quick. Yep, we're at a boil. It's already ready to make it. I can right now grab it, grab the base, give it a little turn, lift it off, leaving the pot in place. To sit down, take my snuffer, put it out. Very fuel efficient. That took about like a half an ounce, and I still got alcohol in there right now. Yeah, there's still enough to do it a couple more times. Now, the brass or anodized metal that this is, let it cool to the touch. When you lay your hand on top and it's not going to burn you, then put your lid on with your seal. Otherwise you run the risk of melting the seal. But man, these Trangia stoves are fantastic. I love them. I really, really do. And another advantage to this base, as you can see, is it's got all those air holes in it. So you get a really like a Venturi effect of that heat rising and going around the pot because it's inside of that container. It's focusing the heat. That's the reason it comes up to boil so very quickly. Very, very efficient. So I can carry a single small, pint bottle of fuel and have a weekend of cooking without having to worry about running out of fuel. Pretty easy and simple. These sets running somewhere around $75. And I had, if you remember, I did the Chinese knockoff of it back a year or so ago. And my friend was coming down to my gathering, and he gifted this to me, that he had found it on sale, bought it for me, and gifted it to me. So thank you very much. But I really think that my wife is going to be very almost. Probably another 2 minutes. Being in this aluminum, it sheds the heat quick, see, and it cools off. So usually you put the snifter lid on, go ahead and eat your meal. When your meal is done eating, this is cool enough to put the lid on it. You're ready to repack everything. Simple and easy. Really great kit. If you want to look online, it's a Trangia 25 or a Trangia 27, I believe it is. I believe the 27 is the one with the little kettle in it. I think they call them storm kettles over in Europe. But the M40 military set, I've used for 10 plus years and am very, very happy with it. And I think that the Mrs. Blackie is going to really like this one. She loves to make hot tea at the camp. And this is so simple and quick and easy. Why not have one as a backup? If you've enjoyed this content, guys, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.